online classes. So students, we have completed already revision on tissues lesson, diversity in living organisms. Next we are going to study why do we fall ill. Why do we fall ill? Already we have completed our topic. So few tests are completed related why do we fall ill. So next we are going to revision, that's revising the topic why do we fall ill. As we know that, so all the multicellular are single cell. The word itself means single cell. All living organisms are made up of cells. So maybe it is single cell, maybe it is multicellular organisms. So in all organisms, so multicellular, especially each cell is meant for different activities. Cell, group of cells, tissues, group of tissues, or clusters of tissues are called organ, group of organs called organ system, and organism. So these are the systematic way in organisms. So maybe different tissues will activate different types, or maybe organs is meant for different activities like breathing, or maybe heartbeat, etc. So each cell, majority the cells are moving from one part to the another, or maybe they are moving. So while they are moving, if they are staying in one place, what will happen? So there is a new formation, a formation of new cells. So in that case, for example, each one is interlinked. As we have studied diversity in living organisms, we have studied mammals, a special group. So where we are included as a human being. So each cell is having its own function. Tissues, organ system and organisms. Now, so if the kidney is not functioning properly, for example, the waste material will be deposited in our part, or what will happen? Whether it will affect our brain? Yes, it is. Surely it will affect my brain. So activity of the brain maybe will be hindered because of one organ is not functioning properly. So in that case, what we can say, disturbed stage or uncomfortable stage. So all these terms are we are going to study in why do we fall ill. So while I am revising, so take down few points in a notebook, maybe in your biology notes book only, or maybe in a rough book. So take down all the points, major question from this lesson, because we are revising according to our question paper also. So that's why I go through it. Read textbook thoroughly and find out, fill in the blanks, 1 marks, 2, 3, 4 marks questions. Now in why do we fall? As I said, each cell, each tissue, each organ is interlinked, interconnected. One will be affected, then the total, the entire control and coordination system, that is the brain. So also maybe it is not functioning properly. So in that case, we are going to study the two term, a major repeated question, that is 1 marks question. For example, so in our surrounding, whether environment will depend upon our health? Surely it is, definitely. So some disasters, so bring different types of symptoms or diseases that will come to later on. What are diseases? Health. The first question, define health. The first question, and very important question, define the term health. So what do you mean by health? Health is a state of being well enough to do the function physically, mentally and socially. What is health? I define health. Health is a state of being well enough to do the function physically, mentally and socially. We'll write down, define health, a state of being well enough to do the function physically, Physically. Physically. So which are the physical activities there? A state of being well enough to do the function physically, mentally and socially. So in the three terms, so when we are studying now, physically, physical environment should be proper for a healthy person. Mentally, so as I said, coordination from brain is very important. So each organ is interlinked or interconnected. Socially, we are living in a society where environment, temperature, whatever the things will happen in our environment will affect our health. So that is the term, a state of being well enough to do the function physically, mentally and socially is called health. This is a 1 marks question. Then the second term called what is a disease. A state or literally means discomfort or uncomfortable. The word uncomfortable is called disease. So this is the first question. Define health, define disease. The next question. So according to the systematic order only we are moving forward and we are revising. The next question from your question paper, 2 conditions. State 2 conditions essential for good health. State 2 conditions. Write down the question. State 2 conditions essential for good health. Which are the 2 conditions essential for our health? So that is 1. The third question, state 2 conditions which are essential for health, being health. So if I should be or maybe, so we can give one name of the healthy person. So which are the 2 conditions it is necessary? The 1 answer, which should be there to fit, to survive. So that is a better health facility. Better health facility. So if the better health facility will be there, then we can lead a healthy life. That is the term better health facility. For example, each or maybe in human being a systematic order. So from the childhood till the growth, so and maybe till adult. So there is a systematic way. So if you are providing all the basic facility, health facility, especially, so then so maybe the immunization, maybe the vaccination, so all terms we are going to study. So then, so we can protect our body so against disease. So that is the 1. So better health facility. So whatever the facility will be given by the government or maybe non-government, so that should be adopted or so it should be given to each and every person. Maybe it is a poor or rich, no here. So because it is a health issue, so that's why better health facilities is a major condition or essential condition for a good health. Second point, basic conditions. For example, so if I won't get the balanced diet or nutritious food, for example, nutritious food. What is nutritious food? Food is nothing but a raw material, a substance. So maybe it is a plant origin or maybe it is an animal origin. It gives energy to our body to do different activities. So this is the raw material we want. For example, each connection. So from the blood, brain, kidney or maybe lungs, etc. it should work. So in a systematic order we require raw material for food. Nutrition food is intake only carbohydrate, the components of food we know that carbohydrate, protein, lipids, etc. So if we depend upon only one type, then also it leads to a disease. So that's why it should be a nutritious food, means in our diet, in our routine food. So we must take fruits and vegetables and maybe meat, etc. So all these should be in a systematic order. So whatever it is there, it is an required quantity. So basic conditions. So if I am living, or maybe a child is living in an area where it is entirely, there is no supply of nutritious food, or maybe in that place related cleanliness, hygiene, everything, if it is not there, automatically the child will affected with many diseases. So that is the term called basic conditions. So these are the two words, state two conditions which are essential for health. So basic necessary, whatever the child should get, it should get in that moment or in that period only. So after that if I give, there is no use of that food. So each day and in a systematic way the child should get nutritious food. So then the maybe the growth, whatever the entire growth and growth hormone will be secreting properly. So these are the three questions related health. The third questions we have completed already. State two conditions which are essential for health. Next same. So don't get confused with the questions. State any two conditions essential for being free of disease. Same. The type of the questions observed here. Free of diseases. State any two conditions. State any two conditions essential for. State any two conditions. Two conditions essential for being free of disease. It's there in your notebook also. Free of diseases. Which are the meaning? State any two conditions essential for being free of disease. Now, the term person hygiene. Person hygiene. The first one, or you can write the term hygiene, cleanliness. It should be there for a child to grow in a systematic order for a healthy life. Hygiene, cleanliness. So if I am drinking polluted water, so it leads to different types of diseases. So if I intake maybe the spoiled food, maybe it leads to the food poisoning, etc. So all these terms. So that is comes under health and hygiene. Hygiene, so whatever I am intaking, for example, if I am not washing the fruits, or maybe cleaning the fruits, or removing the wax, all these are the essential component while I am intaking fruits. As it is from market when I am bringing, so as it is I cannot intake. The reason is maybe it is covered with, or maybe it is covered with microbes or etc. So that's why hygiene is very important. If hygiene is there, so it is that person in that area, or in that area that child can grow healthy. The second one, now it is very important, balanced diet. Balanced diet and nutritious food. Nutritious food. Balanced diet. So in our food component, we know that carbohydrates, proteins, lipids, fat and roughage, everything, fiber, all these things should be included, substance. So these are all substances are all the food. Now balanced diet. So if I am taking only carbohydrate, maybe the sugar content, glucose level will be high in my body. So that's why it should be in a proper order. So according to our environment, availability of food, we must intake balanced diet, and we must follow the balanced diet and we must intake nutritious food like fruits, vegetables, meat, etc. So in a proper way. So some foods are favorite to us, according to that if we intake. So maybe that also leads to different types of diseases. That's why, so whichever it is there, so if the vitamins, proteins, carbohydrate, so which amount we require in our body. So according to the required percentage, we must intake the food. So that's why that is a, so if we are following these two rules, then automatically, so it is being free of disease. This is a major question according to the topic wise, question paper wise. Define health, define disease, a being uncomfortable, a discomfort. Something is wrong in my body, then it is called the disease or the symptoms of a disease. So that is nothing but, and then next state 2 conditions which are essential for health. State 2 condition essential for being free of disease. So don't get confused with the two questions. Essential for health, better health facilities, basic conditions. Any two conditions essential for being free of diseases: hygiene, person hygiene. Each person, each individual must take his or her own cleanliness or hygiene or anything. Balanced diet and nutritious food. These are the 1 or 2 marks question. Next major repeated question from this lesson, that is define or differentiate between acute and chronic diseases. We have completed 4 questions. Next and very important questions, repeated question, that is differentiate between acute and chronic disease. What do you mean by acute and chronic diseases? Once again, I'll read the question. Differentiate between acute and chronic disease. Disease that lasts for a short period. Disease lasts for only a very short period of time. So here, so you have to write the column acute. So you can write the point wise also. Better to draw a column and you can write chronic disease. So what is acute disease? Disease lasts for very short time. Diseases last for very short period of time. Then it is called acute disease. Which are the examples? For example, common cold, single term, common cold, typhoid, malaria, etc. So it will remain only a few period or a short period. For example, a disease lasts for very short period of time. Common cold, typhoid. It is not fixed for a long period. So within that 1 month or maybe 15 days or 10 days or within 5 days, so we can get cure from common cold, etc. So that's why the term acute diseases last for very short period. So if I am suffering with common cold, fever, it can be curable within 5 or 10 days with giving antibiotic, etc. So that's why that is called acute disease. Same term you can use here, with little you can change. Diseases will remain for long duration. Example, So already we learn the topic, why do we fall ill. So this is just a revision. Example, cancer. Next one, elephantiasis or diabetes, etc. So this is a prolonged period. So it takes a long period for cure. So that's why diseases will remain for a long period of time. Then it is called chronic diseases. So this is a very important question and repeated question for 2 marks. So each point, for example, sometimes what you will think, so here 1 point and then in this side also 1 point, I will get the marks. Know with example if it is there or not. So it is better to write with the example. So then we can get the correct sequence of that answer. So that's why differentiate between acute and chronic disease. This is the one major question and very important question, repeated question. The next one. According to this term only. So what are infectious diseases and non-infectious diseases? Infectious diseases are the diseases which is caused, immediate cause of the microbes. So which are the microbes? We know that. So which are the microbes? Because we have studied already in diversity in living organisms. Microbes are the organism which we cannot see through our unaided eye. We require microscope to observe microbes. For example, virus, bacteria, protozoans, fungi, etc. So, majority, all these are observed through the microscope. That's why they are called the microbe. We cannot see through our unaided eye. So, now again one more question for 2 marks question. That is, in this topic, the second one. So, if we give the continuation number, this is the 5th question. We can write 5th question because we have completed already. This is the 6th question. What is the 6th question? Differentiate between infectious and non-infectious diseases. So first column, infectious diseases. Second column, non-infectious diseases. So, infectious diseases where microbes are the immediate cause. Diseases where microbes are, so you can underline some terms in science, microbes are the immediate cause. For the disease, then it is called infectious diseases. So in this column, majority, all which are that infectious are the communicable diseases which can be spread through one person to the another. For example, common cold. So if I sneeze, cough, each droplet, so in each cough, droplets will move in air and it will spread from one person to the another. Common cold, fever can spread from one person to another. And then some of the diseases. So these are called infectious diseases. Malaria, chickenpox, all these comes under infectious diseases. Non-infectious diseases. Diseases which will not directly spread from one person to another is called non-infectious diseases. Diseases which will not spread directly from one person to the other called non-infectious disease. So which are that? Diabetes. For example, it will not spread from one person to another. And then cancer. It is not spreading from one person to another. Elephantiasis. So the leg becomes like an elephant leg. Elephantiasis, filarial worm. Already we have studied in nematodes. So all these comes under non-infectious disease. Especially it will not spread from one person to another directly. So that's why they are called non-infectious diseases. See the difference between both the two: acute, chronic, infectious diseases and non-infectious diseases. Next we are going to study, so which are the infectious agents? As I said, diseases where microbes are the immediate cause. Microbes are the immediate cause. For example, bacteria. Cephalococcus bacteria brings axin, trypanosoma protozoa brings sleeping sickness, and then the leishmania, Kala azar. So all these are comes under microbes. So these are spread through the microbes. For example, bacteria, virus. At present, coronavirus, COVID-19, that is coronavirus. So that is also an infectious disease. It will spread from one person to another. While if I am sneezing, coughing, each drop it will move in air, and within a second or within a minute it will spread to many persons or many people together. So that's why these are the agents. Virus, protozoan, bacteria are the infectious agents. Here, non-infectious disease, for example, some diseases related to the blood. So it cannot be spread directly to another person. That's why it comes under non-infectious diseases. So from one person to another, it will spread very fast, then it comes under infectious disease. Next we are going to study, so which are the infectious agents, which are the precautions, what is immunization, and how we can prevent our body, or how we can lead a healthy life. Let us study one by one.